On the other hand, Norway is still an isolated country, especially a place like Sandnes, especially during winter time, is very isolated. And there's something special about isolated places in terms of new media. They use it a lot. They use a lot the internet. And they post a lot of videos. So when I typed in Sandnes to find out more about the city, I went to YouTube and I found hundreds of videos posted by people of this village I have never heard of. So I decided to use 3 sources to make a contribution to this exhibition celebrating 150 years of Sandnes.
See what? I'm sorry.
Celebrating 100 years of Sandnes, I used 3 sources.
Okay.
The library had also an archive of films in Sandnes. The culture center I was working with collected home movies from the people of Sandnes from the 60s and 50s. So this was the second collection I could use. And the third one was YouTube. So all in all, I had a span from the 1920s, end of the 1920s, where the first archive footage was shot, up till today. And I started my research last year in June, when I was for 10 days in Sandnes, watching films in the archive, watching the private home movies, and also YouTube videos. And I built up an image library in my computer with about 15 hours of material in the end. And I started to edit without any concept. I was using a method that was developed or related to the cultural historian Abi Warburg. Abi Warburg worked on a project called Mnemosyne, from the goddess of memory. Mnemosyne Atlas, he called it. And he combined images from antique statues with images from players in a tennis court in the 30s in a newspaper, combining gestures, mimicry of people from very different times, and placing them on a tableau and called them an atlas. So I was working after his method. I put one image, I started with an image, and then I looked in my library what resembled or what reminded me of this image. No matter from what time, from which source this image was coming. Either a home movie from the 60s, an archival footage from the 20s, or a footage from YouTube from nowadays. And I could have gone on forever. But after 20 minutes, I decided to stop because in an exhibition already 20 minutes is a long time for visitors to watch. So for the sound, I used only original sounds either from the films, if there were some, or films from YouTube. And I smuggled in 3 films that I shot myself when I was there for my research. Films I made with my digital photo camera in a home movie style. And I taped sounds from the streets of samplers, which I used now in this soundtrack as well. So I think we're going to see 25, 22, 23 minutes, and can have a talk afterwards about those projects. From 10 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the morning every day. And besides this, in the foyer of the cinema, 3 flat screens. And on these flat screens was the movie database of my films. So on one flat screen there were the home movies, on the second were the archive footage, on the third or the YouTube videos in their full length. So one could search through and look through the whole material I used to find the footage that I used within the frame of the whole film. And it was an interactive part too, so that people could find, for example, material that finally they know they wanted to see. And they had the chance to see about 10 hours of material.